Now we got to talk about last week's victory, Coach. Just kind of what were you seeing as you was watching this take place?
Where do you want to start on that? We
I
had a
guess
time.
it's kind of like you're down on the goal line, you're
Uh,
driving in for the go-ahead score.
yeah. We
They
held
get
on.
the stop.
Yeah, so we held on to our timeouts. So I got down inside, and we got to the 9, and we were just kind of working the left side there and mixing it up between our quarterback and our running back. It felt like it was just going to be a grind type thing. We get down to the 2, and they get a false or offsides. So they move it inside the 1. I call a timeout and talk to the players. And I had a few things I wanted to run, but when I said them, they were all completely silent. Usually, when I say, "Hey, let's run this," they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah." They were all completely silent. They didn't want to run them. So I asked them, "Well, what did you all feel comfortable with?" So we went with quarterback lead, which is the quarterback running the play with the lead by the back. So Daniel Sweeney wanted to lead Cobbler into the end zone. That's what Daniel wanted to run, and Cobbler wanted to run it. So I'm like, okay, and I was right. I was on the 10-yard line, pretty close, and it looked like he stretched out. He had the ball in his hand. He put it over top of the Ballard player, number 10, who's standing in the end zone. Looks to me like he put it over the top of his helmet. So we thought it was a touchdown. He held it there for a while, and then as he was coming down, the ball popped out. And Matthew Hens, who was in the end zone, recovered it. And we thought that if he didn't get it on the initial, that Matthew Hens recovered it. Matthew was in the end zone when he recovered it and then fell forward. And so obviously the official didn't see it that way.
Oh, okay. So now they have the ball. They're trying to sort out the clock. It's kind of like, we got a bad beat.
So a couple of things that people don't know or hasn't been talked about. Earlier in the game, Ballard had a 4th and short and 2 4th and shorts that they went under center and didn't get because of a fumble. It happened twice earlier in the game, and everybody has forgotten it. I actually forgot about it until Saturday morning when I was putting the video together, merging and I started looking at it. I was like, wait a second, they fumbled on this one and they fumbled on another one.
Wow.
That was before they have the ball at essentially the 1-inch line. It's 1 inch.
Yeah.
So everybody, and I love Coach Morton. I think the world of him. I think he's one of the top young coaches. He and Coach Keegan at Bullitt East. These are top young coaches. They're phenomenal. But people want to act like it was an easy call. It's not an easy call. It's at the 1-inch line. Like, it's not an easy play. Everybody thinks it's an easy play. It's not.
Yeah.
And so he had to decide whether he wanted to take a safety or end the game by just getting a little bit of push and getting it out. That's it. He wins the game if they get a little bit of a push. If it's a safety, they have to kick it to us. We have a field goal kicker that we can take a shot at 50 yards. He's going to Navy. So people, like, I know in the stands, everybody thinks they have the answers afterwards, but I don't fault Coach Morton at all. It's a tough call to make it a 1-point game. Then you have to kick it to a team who's going to have probably 2 plays and a kicker that can kick it, at least take a shot at 50 yards. So it's not an easy call for him. And it obviously worked out for us, and the ball kicked out. Corey Mattingly scooped it up at the 8-yard line and went in the end zone.
Now, what were your thoughts then at that moment, Coach?
Well, I had 1 timeout left. So after the devastation of not of the official saying we didn't get in, we were distraught. The sidelines guys were crying. I used my timeout. I went over to my defense coordinator, Coach Porter. I said, we call it Hedgehog. Hedgehog is our quarterback sneak defense.
Yeah.
And so I said, we got to get Hedgehog ready. Get these guys together. We've got to do something here. We got one last chance. Coach Porter got them together. We got the right personnel out there. They tried to draw us off sides. Our guys held their water, and then the ball was snapped, and then it came rolling out from underneath.
Wow. Amazing finish.